welcome back to Chronograph. It's been a while. I've had a bit of a summer of not doing so much photography, partly due to spending more time riding the motorcycle, but I've also been taking pictures on that, so hop on over to my other channel, Cornish Motorcycle Diaries, for updates on that sort of thing. But I've also been a bit hampered by physical and mental health problems, of which more later. But just to say, this is a channel update, and as a bonus I'll be doing some film loading and we're going to get back into it. So first off, I've had a bit of a revamp of the office space. I've bought some new storage space. I rationalised things a little bit. Behind me you'll see my latest video, Rees Village Photo Walk, which is part of my Normandy trip. There's already aired, some of it aired on Motorcycle Diaries, but this looks at the photography aspects of that and uses both film and digital cameras, and this is what this channel is all about. It's a mixture, it's film, it's digital, but it's all hands-on, it's all me doing it. There's no paid promotions. If there are any paid promotions, I'll certainly let you know. Any gifts above a value of say £5, I'll let people know, because I think some channel makers are perhaps a little bit coy about receiving large gifts, and of course a gift creates an onus for repayment, so there is no such thing as a free lunch. So this channel aims to be display a level of integrity that maybe will reassure viewers that I'm not just selling you the latest Canon, Fuji, Nikon, etc. camera, lens, piece of equipment. Although when I do use a piece of equipment that I actually like and use, I will let people know and do some reviews on it from my perspective as a user. I'm not a professional reviewer. So main focus of today is having finally received back from Graham Rose of Grez my two Bronica backs, both of which were malfunctioning in different ways, caused by basically age. And this is the thing, if you're using 40-year-old cameras, there's going to be a need for maintenance and repair. In this case, this back was springing open unexpectedly, not the greatest thing. This back didn't get beyond frame 14 out of 15. Not a big deal, you might think, but ultimately if you're using colour film, which I have been, each frame is costing over £1, so that's a bit of money by the wayside there, and also creates a lot of difficulty loading and unloading. So hopefully with those resolved, the Bronica will be my main medium format camera, although I'll still continue to use the Zeiss for walkabouts. So that will be back in full action. I also will be using the Nikon FE as my primary 35mm stills camera. Still thinking about ways of getting the images digitized. Obviously we know flatbed scanning can be a bit tricky for 35mm, but I've got some HP5, so I'm going to load these backs. And oh, just one other little thing to say, I'm really proud to mention that one of my photographs is in the Cornwall Wildlife Trust Calendar for 2023. It's October, and I'll flash up a picture of it here or here, depending which side looks better. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. I probably won't be the kind of guy that's uploading a vlog every week. Sometimes it might not be for a couple of weeks, sometimes it'll be 2 in a week, but I'm trying not to overstress myself, as one of my difficulties has been with trying to do too much, getting stressed, not really accomplishing much. So therefore this is not a professional channel, but I'm hoping for professional level values in terms of reduction. On that note, I'd like to add that I've got the DJI Pocket 2 now, complete with wireless microphone, which is, I think, solved my vlogging problems with the audio, and it's also good quality video. So lots of step forwards in many ways. So shall we crack on with the film loading? As somebody who uses analog cameras quite a bit, film has to be loaded, and if you're like me, you're a bit fumble-fingered, that can be a challenging process. However, let's hope it goes well today. Cheers first of all. Actually, probably not a good idea to drink coffee just before film loading, because it just speeds you up a bit, doesn't it? Right, so good old favourites, HP5 and FP4. I'm going to load some HP5 into this back, and first things first, tear the little tab off the film box, slide it in the back, and that's your reminder, so you know what you've been shooting. Nothing worse than getting to shoot and thinking, what the heck have I loaded my camera with? Of course, it's not usually an issue with digital. So with this, I need to get the back open so I can load the insert, which comes out like so. So it's all very modular, these types of camera, which is great because it gives you a lot of flexibility and chance to change things up. So I could change from colour to black and white, mid-roll if I wanted to, colour to transparency, infrared. So back to the film roll. So this is Ilford film, so it's a little bit better than some of the other ones. Easy to peel off the little strip, although it has ever torn. Don't really want bits of paper flying about inside the camera. This is where it's probably a good idea to load in fairly subdued light. And although we've got lights on in here, this probably does count as subdued. Don't forget, take off your old film holder, and this usually requires more manual dexterity than I have, but actually it's gone in alright. So there we go. Yep, so I've done that wrong. Tell it's been a while since I've loaded one of these. So this one goes into the top one. There we go. So you've got your backing paper that slides into the slot here and then pushes through. You can see that. Just turn the tab over. Got a little winding mechanism here. Should take up that. Now, this is the classic thing, so you just wind this on until that arrow there, which is coming up, lines up with the red dot. So that's it. It's ready to get put in. So, upside down at the moment. So there we are. Seat the insert into the back. Close the back. That should now not come open, and that can go onto the back of the camera. I won't actually wind it on now because that will take too long, and we'll miss out the middle one because that's the same process. You don't want to be watching a long video of me loading film. So that one's going to be FP4 plus. So onto the 35mm. This is relatively simple. I say relatively simple because it's me doing it and I'm capable of doing almost anything wrong. But anyway, slide in the little tab from box again to act as your reminder what type of film, because even if you can remember what the ISO is, 400 ISO infrared film is very different to 400 ISO HP5. Set the ISO dial here, which requires a bit of, there we go. So press on a Nikon FE, press the little button, move the dial around, pull this one up for exposure compensation, but we'll go through that another time. Check the battery, which is the little red light, so we know that is going to work. In order to load the film, we now have to pull up that, which you do with this lever. Again, I'll perhaps do a more detailed video. So doing that releases the film back. So with a Nikon like this, you're fairly unlikely to accidentally open the back, which of course is a key thing. So now I'm going to load the HP5, which comes in your 35mm canister. This again is fairly straightforward, but it is always possible to get things wrong, as I have done on many occasions. The main thing with this, let's stick it on a manual speeds we're not worrying about. Yeah, so on manual 90, release the advance lever, pop the shutter, you heard that sound. You can see the cogs, film leaders engaged with the cogs on that. It's all straight. That is, I think, as far as I want to let it go. There we are. So it should be loaded now. I'm just going to wind it on a couple of frames, and it's now on 0, and then one further to 1. We'll leave it there, but what I'm just going to do is there. That's just tighten the rewind crank, so hopefully the film will be nice and tight against the back, nice and straight, nice and flat. So that's it. Film loaded. Channel update done. Thanks for watching this video. Keep checking back every now and then for more, but don't expect it on a daily basis. Just when it comes, but it'll be a labour of love for you guys and girls and children if they're only watching. I do highly recommend playing around with film cameras. It's a wonderful hobby that gives you much more engagement than digital. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye for now.